Imagine being forced into a deadly game where only one survives. Battle Royale explained. You won't believe the shocking twists that unfold. Let's dive in. The movie starts with a boy named Shuya, who is inside the house, and sees his dad has committed suicide by hanging himself. Shuya gets affected and cries because he lost his mom the same way when he was a kid. The next day, we see a girl named Noriko entering her class, but the class is empty and there are no students. Noriko apologizes to the teacher, whose name is Kitano, and silently, Kitano leaves the class, upset with the student situation. He bumps into a student and then stabs that student with a knife. The student runs away, and we find out that Kitano is a teacher that the students don't like. Kitano gets up and decides not to go to that school again. After some time, Shuya is on his school bus, going on a trip with his friends. Then Noriko comes and gives Shuya a gift because she has a crush on him. Nobu, Shuya's friend, takes the gift from her, and they take a souvenir photo together. After that, the school bus enters a dark tunnel, and all the students are completely asleep. Shuya wakes up and notices that all his classmates are sleeping, which makes him suspicious that something is wrong. Then, a girl from the bus, wearing a mask, hits Shuya on the head, and he loses consciousness. It turns out that the students were drugged with sleeping gas, so they would stay asleep the whole time on the bus. The night comes, and all the students wake up. Shuya notices they are in a strange place, wearing weird collars around their necks. After a while, the students are shocked when their teacher, Kitano, enters with soldiers from the army. Kitano tells them that when he left the school, he joined the army, and that's why they're here now. The purpose is very important. But first, he introduces two people from outside their school, one named Kawada and the other Kiriyama. Kitano tells them they are here because of the BR law, or Battle Royale law, and that this law was created by high-ranking officials to get rid of unemployment and students who don't want to study. One of the students asks about the purpose of this law, and Kitano tells her that all the students will be on an island, and they are required to kill each other until only one student remains, and that student will win and return to their normal life. But anyone who opposes this law will die. Kitano shows them their teacher's corpse, who died because he refused this law, which terrifies the students. Kitano plays an introductory video about the BR law, where the video's host explains the Battle Royale law, telling them they're on an island to start the fight. At this point, Kitano hears a student talking during the explanation, so he throws a knife at her neck and kills her. The students are shocked by the scene they just saw, and they become so terrified that they want to escape. The army comes in and starts shooting to stop them, and a bullet accidentally hits Noriko's arm. Nobu gets angry and attacks Kitano to hit him, but Kitano grabs him and stabs him in the leg. After a while, the students calm down, and they continue watching the video to find out. The girl in the video says that the island they're on is divided into several zones, and every 6 hours, Kitano will broadcast the new updates that will tell them about the dangerous areas on the island, so they can avoid them. She tells them that the collar around their necks is unbreakable and water-resistant, and it has a tracking device through which Kitano can know their locations. But the worst part is that this collar is equipped with a bomb, and it can explode at any moment if they break the rules. At this point, Nobu objects to the BR laws and starts yelling at Kitano. The army members grab Nobu, and Kitano uses a remote control to activate the collar around Nobu's neck. Kitano tells the students, "You'd better stay away from Nobu now because it's going to explode in a few seconds." Nobu tries to ask his friends for help, but they're all scared of him, and his neck explodes, killing Nobu. Shuya goes to his friend Nobu and cries because he was his only friend. Shuya tries to attack Kitano to get revenge, but the students stop him so Kitano doesn't punish him like he did with Nobu. Kitano plays the video again, and the girl in the video tells them that the game lasts for 3 days, and if there's no one winner at the end of the game, the collars around the remaining players' necks will explode. This means that every student has to die except for one. One of the students asks Kitano what will happen to the winner of the game. Kitano answers that they will be able to go home and return to their normal life again, with one condition: that all the students must die and that they'll be the only one left alive. Suddenly, soldiers from the army come in with many bags. The girl in the video says that these bags contain water, food, a map of the island, and weapons randomly. Some bags might contain weapons, or they might not, and all of this is for them to fight for survival. The girl in the video starts calling their names randomly, and when each one hears their name, they take their bag and leave to start the game. When it's Shuya's turn, he tells Noriko he'll wait for her outside. He takes his bag and leaves. As soon as he exits, he sees a student calling for help with an arrow stuck in her neck, and then she dies. Shuya sees the student who killed the girl, so he throws the lamp he has at him to distract him, and Noriko arrives. Shuya grabs her, and they run away quickly. After a while, Shuya arrives and starts treating the wound on Noriko's hand. She thanks him for helping her and tells him that because of this game, she won't trust anyone except him, especially after Nobu's death. Shuya is moved and tells her that Nobu was the last person left for him after he lost his mom and dad, and now he has no one. That's why he promises Noriko that he will protect her until the end. At this point, Kiriyama has cornered a group of 5 students with weapons, and he is the only one without a weapon. However, Kiriyama uses his intelligence and takes a machine gun from one of them and kills them all. Kiriyama takes all their weapons and leaves, leaving 33 contestants remaining on the first day. After a while, 2 students suffer from severe psychological distress, so they decide to commit suicide to avoid participating in the battle. They jump from a very high cliff and die. Meanwhile, there's a girl named Matsuko who goes to her friend Yoshimi. Yoshimi shows her weapon, which is a taser. Matsuko takes the taser, claiming she just wants to see it, then attacks Yoshimi and strangles her, saying that she must win this game to avoid despair and ending up committing suicide. She kills her friend. The next day, Kitano announces through the microphone the dangerous areas on the island. Shuya and Noriko mark these areas on the map to avoid them. After Kitano finishes, they start moving, and while walking, one student attacks Noriko and decides to kill her. Shuya grabs him and attacks him to protect Noriko. They both fall to the ground, and by accident, the axe lands on the student's head, killing him. Shuya starts to feel guilty and anxious, telling Noriko that he has become a killer. But they are interrupted by another student who starts shooting at them, looking tense. Shuya tries to calm him down, but the student insists on killing them. Suddenly, another person named Koda appears, kills the tense student, and saves Shuya and Noriko, but he doesn't trust them. He asks them about the weapons they have. Shuya tells him that he has a pot lid, and Noriko has binoculars. Koda leaves them without killing them. Suddenly, they hear a voice through the microphone. The 3 of them go to see what's happening. When they arrive, they see 2 female students on top of a mountain, and the microphone says that killing is not the only way to get off the island, and that it's better for them to gather and think of a way out of the island. Then Koda appears and kills the 2 girls without mercy. Shuya breaks down a little when he sees the 2 girls killed. He starts screaming in fear and tells Koda that he knows a way out of the island, and if they want to survive, they have to go with him. But since Shuya no longer trusts anyone, he rejects Koda's offer. On the other hand, Matsuko is on her way to find a place to hide and encounters another student, threatening her with a gun. The girl takes her sickle and says that she will kill her and take revenge for killing Yoshimi. Then, Matsuko falls to the ground and pretends to cry, hoping the girl will feel sorry for her. Cleverly, Matsuko takes the taser, shocks the girl, then drops her to the ground, takes the gun, and kills her. At this point, Shuya and Noriko are on their way, and Noriko loses consciousness from the bullet that hit her arm. Shuya notices her condition and searches the map to find any shelter that could save them. He tells Noriko that there's a nearby place, and he points to guide them to the clinic. Before they enter, Koda appears from the clinic, and very cautiously, he asks Shuya what he's doing there. Shuya asks Koda for help and tells him about Noriko's condition. Koda helps them for the second time and treats Noriko. Meanwhile, a group of students is gathered, preparing some materials that might help them escape the island. A student named Mamora notices that there's a bugging device on the collars around their necks. So he calls out to his friends and writes to them that they're being watched, so they must be careful in what they say. He also writes a list of things they need to bring to hack the military system and escape the island. Night falls, and the schools announce the dangerous areas on the island. They say that the dangerous areas will increase this time. Meanwhile, Shuya and Noriko are eating, and Noriko thanks Kota for his help. Kota admits that he entered this game 2 years ago with his girlfriend, and the army killed his girlfriend in front of his eyes. Shuya is shocked and asks him if he was the winner of the game. Kota answers that he indeed won 2 years ago, so he knows the way out of the island easily. Suddenly, they hear gunshots, and Kiri appears, chasing a student who he wants to get rid of. Kiri kills the student, and after a while, the student regains consciousness. When he's sure Kiri has left, he starts laughing because he successfully dodged the bullets. But Kiri hears him and comes back to kill the student with his sword, cutting his head off. At that moment, Shuya and Noriko are at the window, watching what's happening. Kota tells them they need to split up so Kiri won't kill them. Kiri hears them and throws the student's head he killed at them, and the bomb explodes but doesn't hit anyone. Shuya asks Kota to carry Noriko and starts shooting at Kiri to lure him away from Noriko. Kiri runs to kill Shuya, but Shuya falls to the ground and tries to shoot him. But Kiri is wearing a bulletproof vest, so he reloads his weapon to kill Shuya. At that moment, one of Shuya's friends, named Gimor, shows up and gives Kiri a chance not to kill him. Shuya notices the opportunity, and Gimor quickly runs away. At the same time, Mamura tells his friends that they've brought the equipment he asked for to hack the military system. Mamura writes the bugging device into the system and tells his friends that he'll hack the system so they can stop the collars on their necks and escape. The next day, Shuya wakes up in a strange place and discovers that he's in front of a girl who clearly has a crush on him. The girl tells him that he was unconscious and that Gimor was the one who saved him and brought him here. Shuya asks the girl about the time, and she tells him that it's now afternoon, and that teacher Kitano said that there are only 16 contestants left, so he needs to recover quickly. She then tells him she's going to get him some food. The girl goes with a group of other girls to prepare food for Shuya, but one of the girls poisons it. Fortunately, another girl comes and pulls the food away from her, eating it instead. This girl starts bleeding and dies, causing suspicion among everyone. They begin shooting each other until they all die, except for the girl who poisoned the food. She opens the door to Shuya and says she's sorry, then runs away. Shuya is shocked when he sees the scene where everyone is dead. He chases after the girl who poisoned the food, only to discover that she has committed suicide. Thus, only 10 people remain in the game. Meanwhile, Noriko talks to Kota and tells him that she will go look for Shuya. She leaves him and heads out to find him. Along the way, she meets Matsuko, whose face shows signs of evil. Matsuko pulls out her weapon to try to kill Noriko, but she notices teacher Kitano, so she runs away. Teacher Kitano starts talking to her kindly. At that moment, Shuya arrives, but he's unable to move and falls to the ground in front of Noriko. Teacher Kitano gives him an umbrella and then walks away. While Shuya is still unaware of what's happening, he tells Noriko that he's weak, but will protect her with everything he has. On the other side, Gimor, Shuya's friend, is searching for his girlfriend. He enters a warehouse and starts calling her name, but his girlfriend was hiding. She thought Gimor had come to kill her, so she comes out and kills him. As he's taking his last breaths, Gimor tells her that he came to protect her, that she was the one he loved the most in his life. His girlfriend is shocked and cuts off his head. After a while, Matsuko arrives and kills Gimor's girlfriend, leaves, and walks away. Then, Kiri shows up and starts shooting at Matsuko. Matsuko pretends to be dead, but when Kiri gets closer to pick up her weapon, she surprises him and attacks. She hits him with her stick, but she can't kill him because he's wearing a bulletproof vest. Kiri shoots her back and kills her. The next day, Kitano announces that only 8 people are left in the game. Kota repeats that they need to take Shuya and Noriko and move to escape the island. Meanwhile, Mamura succeeds in hacking the military security systems and disables the system for 15 minutes. Mamura and his friends drive out in a car full of explosives, planning to blow up the military base and escape afterward. But unfortunately, Kiri appears and starts shooting at them, killing them all. Mamura survives and gets really angry. He shoots the car full of explosives, causing it to explode. At that moment, Shuya arrives at the completely destroyed place. Kiri walks out of the fire, but he's badly affected by the explosion. He senses someone else in the area and starts firing randomly. One of the bullets hits Koda. Koda shoots at Kiri, and the bullets hit his neck, causing the collar around his neck to explode. Kiri dies, and only 3 people remain in the game: Shuya, Noriko, and Koda. The 3 of them reach a place near the sea, and Koda raises his weapon towards Shuya, telling him that the biggest mistake they made was trusting him. They hear gunshots and think that Koda is the winner, and that the game is over. After a while, Koda goes to Kitano to tell him that he is the last survivor in the game. Kitano realizes that Koda can manipulate them anytime and tells him that he entered the game to take revenge for his girlfriend who was killed. Kitano pulls out his gun to kill Koda, but at that moment, Shuya and Noriko enter. Kitano realizes that they were in on it together. Kitano reveals a picture of the game that includes all the students who died, except for Noriko, because he loved her, as she was the only student who respected him in school. Kitano tells Noriko that since they agreed to kill him, he wants her to be the one to kill him. Noriko feels confused and refuses to kill Kitano. Kitano raises his weapon, threatening her that if she doesn't kill him, he'll kill her. Shuya is forced to kill Kitano to protect her. But the surprise is that the gun in Kitano's hand wasn't real, and he never intended to kill them. The 3 of them remove the collars from their necks to free themselves from the game. At that moment, Kitano's phone rings. He answers the call, and it's his wife on the line. Kitano tells her that he won't be able to return home this time because his life is over. Then, Kitano dies, and the game ends. Soon after, the 3 of them board a ship to escape the island. Koda thanks Shuya and Noriko for proving to him that they are his real friends, and then he dies. They reach the city, where the police announce that Shuya and Noriko are responsible for killing teacher Kitano. They decide to escape together, and the film ends. If you love movies and movie recaps, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for more. Hit like if you enjoyed the video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.